Cruises are supposed to be the most relaxing thing on the planet. Ocean breeze, unlimited shrimp, a fruity drink in your hand at 10 a.m., and nobody judges you for it. So how, on a floating paradise, do people still manage to start throwing hands? Today we're counting down some of the wildest cruise ship fights ever caught on camera. Buffet brawls, pool chair wars, bar fights that shut down entire decks. And we're asking the big question nobody wants to answer. Are cruise passengers just getting more unhinged? Or have they always been like this? And now we all have phones. Either way, buckle up, because this is going to be a ride. Let's start where all great stories begin, the buffet. Now, if you've been on a cruise before, you already know. The buffet isn't just food, it's a social experiment. Thousands of people, one giant tray of scrambled eggs, and absolutely zero patience. Picture this, it's 8 a.m. You've been waiting in line. You're hungry. You haven't had coffee yet. And then, someone just walks straight to the front like the line doesn't exist. Now, most people would sigh, maybe mutter something under their breath, passive-aggressively grab an extra muffin. But on this particular sailing, that wasn't the vibe. One skipped line turned into raised voices turned into shouting, and shouting turned into a full-on brawl, right next to the waffle station. Crew members sprinted in, passengers started filming, and somewhere in the background, a kid was just standing there holding a plate of fruit, absolutely horrified. Here's the thing though, modern cruise ships carry 5, 6, sometimes 7,000 passengers, all sharing the same food, the same space, the same slightly too warm dining hall. That's a lot of people, a lot of hunger, and apparently a lot of opinions about whose turn it is. Some cruisers say buffet chaos is just the new normal. Others say it's always been chaotic. We just didn't used to film it. Honestly, both can be true. Okay, if the buffet is where cruise drama starts, the pool deck is where it escalates. Here's the situation. It's a sea day. The sun is out. Everyone on the ship, all 6,000 of them, has decided they want to be outside at the exact same time. And there are maybe 400 chairs. So what do passengers do? They wake up at 6 a.m., they shuffle out in their pajamas, they drop a towel on a chair, and then they go back to sleep for 3 hours. Is it technically allowed? Depends which cruise line you ask. Is it technically infuriating? Absolutely yes. On one sailing, a passenger had enough. They removed a towel from an empty chair and sat down. Reasonable, right? Well, the original towel owner returned. Words were exchanged, then more words, then pushing. Then suddenly, half the pool deck was involved in an argument about a plastic chair that probably cost $40. Security broke it up. Hundreds of people watched. And somewhere on a cruise forum that night, someone wrote a very passionate post about it. Look, pool chair drama sounds silly, and it kind of is, but there's something about a sea day, the sun beating down, and someone taking what you mentally claimed as yours at dawn that just breaks people. It's not really about the chair. It never is. All right, now we're getting into prime time territory. Late night, packed bar, drinks flowing, music loud. This is where cruise ship fights reach their final form. On one particular sailing, things kicked off with something incredibly simple, a spilled drink. That's it. Someone bumped into someone. Drink went flying. Under normal circumstances, you apologize. Maybe you buy them a new one. Everyone moves on. But it wasn't normal circumstances. It was 1 a.m. Both parties had been enjoying the ship's generous beverage program for several hours. Words were exchanged, voices rose, and then punches. What started as a one-on-one turned into a group situation faster than the bartender could call security. The bar got shut down, everyone got separated, and a bunch of people had a very awkward morning trying to avoid each other at the very same buffet we talked about earlier. Now here's the debate this sparks every single time. Unlimited drink packages. Are they a problem? Some cruisers say yes. They argue that all-you-can-drink access changes the atmosphere on ships. More intoxication, more incidents. Others say that's not fair. The majority of passengers drink responsibly. Blaming the package is just blaming alcohol for human behavior. Both sides make a point, but one thing's for sure. Spilling someone's drink at 1 a.m. will always be a gamble, no matter where you are. Now, we get to the big one. Because sometimes, a cruise fight doesn't stay between two people. Sometimes it grows, and grows, and suddenly you've got dozens of passengers involved in something that looks less like a vacation and more like a scene from a movie you definitely wouldn't show your kids. In one widely covered incident, what started as a small argument between a few passengers escalated so rapidly that multiple groups jumped in. Witnesses described chaos spreading through an entire section of the ship. Crew members rushed to contain it. Guests on upper decks watched in disbelief. And when the ship finally pulled into port, authorities were waiting on the dock. Now, these incidents are genuinely rare. We want to be clear about that. Most cruises see nothing remotely close to this. But when it does happen, it goes viral instantly. Every passenger with a phone becomes a documentarian, and suddenly, millions of people online are watching a vacation completely fall apart in real time. Which brings us back to that question. Is this actually happening more? Or does social media just make it feel that way? Honestly, probably a little of both. So why does this happen at all? You're on a cruise. You paid good money. You're floating through paradise. Why is anyone fighting? 3 reasons, and they always come back to the same 3 things: alcohol, crowds, and expectations. People save up for cruises. They plan for months. They build up this idea in their head of the perfect vacation. And when something goes wrong, even something small, it hits different. You didn't just get cut in line. Someone ruined your vacation. You didn't just lose a pool chair. Someone disrespected you on your hard-earned holiday. Add thousands of people into tight spaces, add unlimited drinks, add the heat, the noise, the packed venues, and occasionally, someone snaps. It doesn't make it okay, but it does make it very, very human. The good news? The vast majority of cruises are exactly what they promise: relaxing, fun, memorable for all the right reasons. The chaotic ones just happen to get more views. So here's where we land. 2 camps, loud opinions on both sides. Camp 1 says cruise ships are getting wilder. Bigger ships mean bigger crowds. Cheaper fares bring in passengers who maybe aren't as experienced with cruise etiquette, and unlimited drinks don't help. Camp 2 says, stop being dramatic. These incidents are a tiny fraction of the millions of cruises that happen every year. Social media takes one bad sailing and makes it look like every ship is a floating fight club. Both camps have a point, and honestly, that tension is exactly why this topic keeps coming up. So tell me in the comments, which side are you on? Are cruise fights actually on the rise? Or are we just watching everything online now and calling it a trend? Drop your take below. I read every single one. At the end of the day, a cruise is still one of the best vacations you can take. Incredible destinations, world-class food, entertainment every night. And yes, the occasional front-row seat to some unexpected drama. When you put thousands of people on a floating city in the middle of the ocean, things are going to get interesting sometimes. And hey, at least it gives us something to talk about. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe for more cruise stories, debates, and the kind of content that makes you go, wait, that actually happened on a cruise ship? Because trust me, we're just getting started.